Hi, everybody. This is Carol V. Brown, and I'm here to do just a little short special presentation due to some technical issues with my program on Bold Brave TV, Harriet Tubman Love in Actions. Last night, you didn't get the full program. You didn't get to watch the videos with sound. So I am putting just a little short presentation together so you can have the full program and recall the message on community. That's what we talked about, community. So I'm going to share some thoughts on community with you today. So first of all, my program is all about teaching our girls self-love and how important it is to have self-love and be able to use that love to share your gifts with the world. Harriet Tubman was an excellent person to learn that from. Today, we're talking about community, and it's chapter 12 from the book. So the word for the day is community, and we talked about how community are groups that may be living in the same place, or they may not live in the same place. They could be connected because of their common characteristics or interests, like the scientific community. Community could also be, these days, community can be just a group of people who think similarly and they like to connect with each other. It could be a worldwide community. I have been on beautiful community groups online that include people from every every corner of the world, and that is beautiful to know that we can connect in our virtual community. Something new to this era in life, but very special. Our quote was from Mrs. Coretta Scott King, and the chapter is 12, Love Your Community. The greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Compassionate actions, that's another way for me to say love in actions, because actions are different in different parts of your activity in life. You have actions in school, you have actions at home, you have actions in your community. But I'm saying have love as the inspiration and intentions on every action that you take. Have your love in action when you're doing things, and every action you take, have love behind the reason you're taking that action. Yeah, we had some good times at them camp meetings. So did. We told them all about it. So did. Y'all children ever been camping?
Yes, I have been. With my Boy Scouts. I mean, we slept in sleeping bags and we ate s'mores and hot dogs in the woods.
What? What is that? Hot dogs and s'mores. I ain't never heard of that.
Just marshmallows and then graham crackers. You also can put chocolate in it if you want.
Sure sounds good to me too. I know what you mean about good special food when you go camping, showing up. When we go camping, campfire meetings, we have a great big old fire. And folks be roasting sweet potatoes and corn right in the flames, right? Showing up did. It's usually near a river, and folks might be getting some fresh fish or oysters or clams from the Chesapeake Bay. Showing up did. Good times out there and good food at the campfire meet. Yeah. We had dancing and singing and storytelling and preaching. Did y'all children go to church?
Sometimes.
I always loved church. But y'all know, us colored folks, we couldn't have no church unless there was a white man there making sure that our colored preacher didn't say something they didn't want us to know. They taught us all kinds of songs and we loved to sing. And then they told us about Moses and how Moses went back to Egypt to free his people. But they wanted to make sure we know that that was old history. Ain't no Moses coming to
A
feed us.
real house? What do you mean?
They wanted to make sure that we taught in the Bible that God made colored folks to serve white folks. We know better than that. Shown up did. Well, that was all right. But the church I really loved was when we had our own little secret church out in the woods, the campfire church meetings, and we'd be under the big bright moon and the beautiful stars and the invisible church.
If the camp meetings were secret, how did everyone find out about them?
Did y'all ever hear about the grapevine?
A grapevine? How do you communicate with that?
Now, did you ever think about some ways that you can talk that ain't talking?
I can just talk by texting. I mean, oh, you didn't have cell phones. And you couldn't read or write. Wow,
Mhm.
that's tough.
That's right. You got to think about that. I'm sure you come up with some ways if you need to. You're right. I ain't never seen no cell phone before today. Well, so my daddy and his men's out in the woods, when they clear off a new spot, and that was a good spot for a meeting, then they let folks know about it. They sing the song "Still Away to Jesus." Now, we learned that song in church. We ain't had no song book, and they know if we couldn't read it. And as we didn't know the words to the song, they didn't care as long as it sound pretty. Because they always thought that if their slaves was singing, that it was happy slaves. Because y'all know we couldn't just be sitting out there or working out there in the fields talking to each other. Because we couldn't talk because they always think we talking about running away. If they's talking about me, they's probably right. But they love to hear us sing because they say, oh, my slaves is singing all day. They some happy slaves. They just didn't know we some talking slaves with them songs we sang. Sure enough did. Brother Eli, would you sing that Still Away song for the children? Still away, still away, still away to Jesus. Still away, still away home. I ain't long to stay here. My Lord, He calls me. He calls me in the thunder. The trumpet sounds within my soul. I ain't got long to stay here.
Wow, that was really good, Brother Eli. You know, I like to sing too.
To sing with me sometime.
Well, I don't really think we know the same songs. Do you know Wimp Nene?
Oh, yeah.
See, children, oh, that song sounds so pretty. And when you hear folks singing it all over the place, so my dad and his men might start singing it in the woods. Then folks be singing it out in the fields where they's working. Everybody singing the same Still Away song with the same words. And then even up in the big house, everybody around singing that Still Away song. And by the time the end of the day,
What do you
everybody
mean
knows
she didn't know any
when
better?
the meeting's gonna be,
Anyone knows not
where
to
it's
beat
gonna be,
children.
and what type of food to bring. Sure enough. So after them campfire meetings, that's when I heard some different stories from the Bible. So did. So we had good time out there, sure, I'm telling you. We had music, we had the banjo players and the fiddlers. They get their little spot and they get to go. Folks be dancing and having a good time. We always got good food, and then it was time for the preaching. And that's when I heard more about Moses.
And how Moses might have been from old time in the Bible, but we could have a Moses come and rescue us too. Now that was some good things to know. And they always talked about Jesus, of trusting the Lord and asking him to be with you. And I always trusted the Lord to take me through every step of the way on that Underground Railroad, showing up to you. And that's where I first found out about the Underground Railroad. I found out about the Underground Railroad because folks be talking about it. You know, the old folks like to tell stories to us children. My grandmother was there too, talking about Africa and being free. And that made me know I always felt I had the right to my freedom. Showing up did. Grandma made me know that. But then to hear them stories about the Underground Railroad, folks be talking about if you go up north, I thought up north was another country somewhere or something. They said you go up north on the Underground Railroad, you be free. And they say if you find the railroad tracks, you can find folks to help you on along the way. Ooh, I love hearing that. I say, Daddy, where's that Underground Railroad? Daddy say, oh, Minty, I can't tell you. 'Cause I knows you be trying to run off and find it. But she sure enough right about that. I've sure enough been looking for it. Whenever the old folks be telling them stories, I ask them about the Underground Railroad. Every time they told a story, they got more
My grandmother tells us
far-fetched.
interesting stories about her past.
'Cause
Like,
they ain't really
she was
know nothing
poor,
about it.
but
They just heard about
she
it
had to stay
themselves.
strong.
They didn't know if it was
And
real or Underground
I hope I
Railroad
have
or
that
not.
strong spirit in me too,
We
right?
had some good times there. We had some good fun, laughing, and see all these folks there. All these folks, we loved each other. That was my family. My whole community of colored folks was my family. So when I got free and went back, I went back for my whole family. Everybody that I could get, showing up.
Well, you see,
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling a history, and
Now, let me see.
to come
That
here,
was
I
some
need to do
good
an
time
interview.
back there, showing up.
Love your community. These are the concepts that we really want to highlight in this chapter. Develop positive relationships. Be supportive to others and accept support from others. Sometimes we're not willing to take the help that we also need. And that's something we need to learn to do better, especially us women. And so, girls, we want you to learn that right away. People need other people. That's part of the way the world is supposed to be. So you help others and accept help from others. So everyone needs someone that he or she can call family. And this is why people join clubs or gangs or um, go to religious meetings so they can be part of other people's lives and have other people involved in their lives. People need supportive people. The support and love from family, friends, and groups of like-minded people provide many chances for growth. Strong relationships make you stronger through hard times, and positive, loving relationships build character and strong spirit. Love your community. Avoid negative and avoid negative and unhelpful relationships. They can lead to destruction of your spirit. Your service to others is love. The more love in action that you practice, the more love will grow, and the community you call yours will increase and become stronger. Each loving relationship develops more happiness, support, and feeling of responsibility for each other. That's why we all are called to take actions when people are in need in your community. And some of us even reach out beyond our own little space where we live and donate to organizations and people in other parts of the country or other parts of the world. So you're building a strong sense of responsibility for others And that is part of how we all are to express our love for ourselves and love each other as we love ourselves. So part of this discussion questions for this particular lesson are to take some time and think about who you have around you in your home, neighborhood, school, in your community. Who has done something for you that you see or you have witnessed or want to take notice of some supportive action from somebody else? What kind of support do you need from others? What do you do to find support? And do you give support back? These are questions I want you girls to ask your adults in your lives to help you find these answers. They may find the answers that they need as well as together you start searching. Start with a Google search. Name what your support you need and ask who in my community and where can I find support with raising funds to have a community garden or having opportunities to meet other young people. You'll find meetups or something that'll help you out. Then I want you to journal. List some positive people who have influenced you. If it was uh, someone in your neighborhood, someone at your church, someone you met at school. Did Mr. Jones buy cookies from you every year when you were a Girl Scout? Has that money helped you win your contest to reach your goal? Be thankful for those people in your lives. Explain what these people do that you like about them. And describe what others do to support you. Describe what others do to support you. And 3, what are ways that you can support other people? It goes both ways. You want help, you help others. Let's go back to Mrs. King, who we want to learn more about her. Be curious and be creative. I want you to Google Mrs. King and find some more quotes. Coretta Scott King was born on April 27, 1927, and she died on January 30th, 2006. She was an American activist, wife of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. She has so many quotes. I only gave you one. Go find more. And when you find one, highlight it. Put it up in a pretty piece of paper, print it, or do something online with a computer. Take a picture of it. Do something with it so that you can recall the wisdom that she shared. Here's a bonus. Yolanda Renee King was born May 25th, 2009, and she is the only grandchild of Dr. King and Mrs. King. Yolanda is an amazing young lady, already speaking out, writing books. This picture of her book on the top of the screen is actually from a YouTube story about her being on Kelly Clarkson's show. I have a quote here from her interview with NPR on January 15th this year, 2024. For all the elected leaders out there who are tweeting, posting, and celebrating my grandfather, Dr. King, today, my message to you is simply do not celebrate, legislate. So what she's doing is calling out on those people who make the laws of the land and not just celebrate Martin Luther King Day, do something to make what he stood for come to reality for the American citizens. Voters registration, passing, uh, things that can help people be able to get help however they need it. Jobs, and not be held back because of the color of their skin. Training, assistance in housing. So our legislators are able to make major changes in the lives of all of us. And so this young lady, in with the spirit of her grandparents, is going forth and making her own statements that are tweetable, as they used to say, and things that we all can admit and not imagine, things that we all can appreciate and respect and really praise this young lady for what she's doing. So now I want you to mark your calendar, get it out right now. October the 12th is our webinar, which is actually a mini workshop. It's 3 hours, and I'm calling out grandmothers, daughters, granddaughters. Let's celebrate the International Day of the Girl Child, which is October 12th. But we are bringing the generations together so that we can talk self-love, we can talk about self-care, we're going to get to know each other, things, wise quotes and wisdom from our older women like me, and hearing from the younger women. So come together in front of the computer or your own computer on Zoom, and let's connect and have some fun together. Let's get the girls together, girls of all ages. All right. So if you want to be on my Bold Brave TV program, contact me through my website, www.karolvbrown.com. Or you can email me at Carol to be your guest. You can email me at carol@carolvbrown.com. Tell me who you are, why you want to be on my show, and let's connect and talk about when you could be available. Because I'm sure I want to hear your story, and I want others to hear your story. And if you're a young person, a young girl, you're part of a basketball team, cheerleading team, dance team, you are spoken word, you sing, whatever you want to highlight, we want you to shine on this show. So this is your opportunity. Thank you.